morning. I am out for a little Sunday morning walk. Obviously the sun is out, which is lovely. There are cars going around, so you might hear those. I apologize. Yeah, I'm out on a walk. This is something I've been wanting to do more, is actually just going outside, because I often don't do that. So here we are. I'm listening to an album on this lovely morning walk, and the album I picked today, good morning. As I was saying, the album I've picked to listen to today is the Torture Poets Department. Now you might be thinking, surely you know that album, Rosie. Yes, I do. I know it very well. However, I decided to listen to it today because I think I've been underappreciating how good it is, because the Grammys are coming up soon and obviously it's nominated, and I've been feeling like it shouldn't win because it will just add fuel to the fire of hatred that people have for Taylor Swift if she wins again, because she won last year as well, obviously. So because of that, I've been thinking, oh, maybe it shouldn't win this year, you know, it's not Grammy worthy anyway. And then I was like, actually, I need to listen to this album all the way through once more, because it is Grammy worthy. It is so good. It is so fucking good. I'm currently on Florida, so yeah. And I think I'm just like, obviously all the other albums are amazing, like Sabrina's and Chapel's and Billy's, and Beyonce's album's also really good. I don't know, I don't care who wins, obviously. I've never actually cared about award shows, but I do need to remind myself that Torture Poets is worthy. It just simply is. So that's what I'm listening to. Another thing that I do when I'm on my little walks is I look around. So when I'm walking, I do this every time I walk home from work now, to try and like focus on what's around me and actually look around and see what's looking good. So I do this when I walk home, but I'm now doing it on my walks as well, and that is just trying to notice things around me. So I'm going to tell you the things that I've noticed on today's walk. What just fell from me? So the things that I noticed on today's walk were the trees. Now the trees, I like when the trees look like this because they kind of look like skeletons of a tree, or like a silhouette of a tree. So that was one thing I looked around. And also the sun shines through the trees at this time because the sun's so low, and it just looks really nice. So that's the first thing I noticed, is the silhouettes of trees. Second thing is something that's currently in my eyes, the sun. It is completely blue skies today and the sun is out. The next thing I noticed was animals. So I saw a lot of birds in trees. I saw a parakeet, and then I couldn't name any of the other birds that I saw. I'm not an expert, okay? And then I also noticed a lot of squirrels. I just saw a squirrel right next to me climbing a tree. It's just nice to notice things. The next thing I noticed was a lot of dogs on their Sunday walks, obviously with their owners. I can currently see a dog running around right now, and it's so cute. And the last thing that I noticed so far on my walk was a yellow house, and it was so cute. It wasn't bright yellow. There was actually a bright yellow house a few doors down, like bright yellow, and then there was more of a pale yellow house. That was the one that I was like, I love that. I wouldn't do it myself ever. I would not paint my own house yellow, and the sun was shining on it and it just looked like a really happy house. Hello and good evening. I sound like a presenter. We are very close to the end of January, and I wanted to do a little January favorites. I kind of want to try and do this every month just because I find it really fun. I did a July favorites last year, and I said to myself that I was like, I could do this every month, and then I didn't do it again once. So January favorites 2025. This January in particular has felt the least like a January, if that makes sense, which is a very good thing. That's a good thing, because sometimes January can be so depressing. But this month I've actually not felt too bad. Crazy, I know. Number one January favorite is my colouring book. It's so cute. So I bought this from Amazon. It's a stress relief colouring book. I've showed this in a video before when I first used it. And yeah, I love it. It's really fun. Where's the one I'm in the middle of doing? This one I'm in the middle of doing. Now, I will just say quickly, I'm not very good at colouring in or anything like that. You know, it doesn't look great, but it is fun to do. This is the one I'm in the middle of. It's so fun. I need to finish the rest. Number 2 is a TV show, and that is Gavin and Stacey. The first week of January for me, the first 4 or 5 days of January, I wasn't working, and I hadn't seen Gavin and Stacey. I'd only ever seen the Christmas specials, and then I thought, I've never seen this show. Maybe I should watch it. And so starting New Year's Day, my boyfriend and I watched all of Gavin and Stacey. He's seen it before, but I hadn't. And I can't explain to you how much I love that TV show now. And I asked other people around me if they had the same experience, and nobody else did. So someone, if you've seen Gavin and Stacey, did you cry at every episode almost? Because I genuinely was in tears for almost every episode. I don't know why. It's not a sad show. It's actually supposed to be a comedy. But I did cry at every episode, and I don't know why. But that leads me on to my third favorite of the month, and that is the theme song of Gavin and Stacey, which is called Run by Stephen Fretwell. Every time this would play at the end of an episode is what usually brought me to tears. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But Run by Stephen Fretwell is a January favorite for me. Number 4 is this right here, my future self journal, which I've spoken about in, I think, multiple videos now. I got this and I intended to use it from the 1st of January, and I've been using it and I really like it. It's gotten me really into journaling. There are days where I've missed doing it, but for the most part I've done it pretty much every day of January, and it's a 3-month or a 90-day journal, so I still have a couple months of that, so that's exciting. And then I could get it again to do like more goals for the following 90 days. Who knows, the world's my oyster. Number 5, this is Mambo number 5, is listening to albums. I have mentioned in previous videos that I want to listen to more albums, and I have a wheel spinner app. How many times am I going to talk about this wheel spinner app? I'm so sorry. I have a wheel spinner app of albums that I want to listen to, and sometimes I just spin it and I listen to the album, and I save songs, add songs to my playlist, whatever, and it lets me find new artists and new albums and new music and all that. So love that. Number 6 is my sunset light, which isn't on right now. This light has saved winter so many times in the past. As I said, January this year hasn't felt depressing to me, which is amazing, thank you. But I know that's not the same for everybody. But sometimes the outside is grey and dark and white, and you know, the sunset light literally saves me. So it's just a light, basically. In the daytime, sometimes if I'm at home and I can just see that outside there's no sunshine, it's just cloudy, it's grey, I'll put the sunset light on and it'll feel like a warm hug. So it really helps with the seasonal affective disorder that one may have. Number 7 is another TV show that I'm still watching and I am obsessed with. I'm so happy I found this show. It's a show called Parenthood. It's on Netflix now, at least it is on Netflix in the UK. It's an American show, and the reason I watched it is because Lauren Graham is in it, who plays Lorelai Gilmore in Gilmore Girls. So obviously that's iconic. Parenthood is actually very wholesome. It gives kind of Modern Family vibes, but a little bit more wholesome. But Modern Family is wholesome. I just mean more, I don't know how to explain it, but it kind of gives Modern Family vibes. Number 8 is my bed desk, which is currently right here. This has been the best thing in the world that I've ever bought, because number 1, it fits perfectly down the side of my bed over there, down the back, so I don't have to deal with it being in a random place in my room. Amazing. It's perfect for just sitting there. I've got my tea, I've got my water, there's enough space for my journals, and there's enough space for my Kindle, and it's amazing. Next, number 9. Is this number 9? Number 9 is one of my Christmas presents that I got, has become a January favorite, and that is my hot chocolate velvetizer. And I am a hot chocolate fanatic, if you know. you might not know, but I do make them a lot. And I love hot chocolates because I don't drink coffee. I drink a lot of tea. And I recently tried a chai latte, by the way. Oh my gosh, it might be a new hot drink that I enjoy. Anyway, and my boyfriend got me the Velvetizer. And it's perfect. It's so good. Oh my gosh, I don't have to heat up the milk. I don't have to mix it. It just does it all for me. It's amazing. And the last but not least, January favorites, plural, is some of the movies that I've watched this month. I have watched 14 movies this month, which isn't loads, but some of them have been really good. I went to the cinema to watch We Live in Time with Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield. I loved it. I thought it was just so funny and sad and very natural and just normal. I enjoyed 500 Days of Summer. I watched that recently. I enjoyed The Godfather. I already spoke about both of those in my last video, so I won't bring them up again. I also watched Wicked in January. Now, I've been meaning to watch it, obviously, since it came out. And I was going to go to the cinema to watch it before Christmas, but then I got ill, and then I was ill for Christmas and all that. So didn't go and see it in the cinema. Watched it the other day. Loved it. Obviously. I loved it. Did I cry? Yes, I did. Now, I don't know the musical Wicked very well, so I don't know what's going on. And I can't wait for part 2. And also, it's a good thing that I only just watched it now, because then it's less of a wait for me to wait for the part 2. That was my January favorites. I want to do this every month. If I remember, please remember. That's me talking to myself. So, thank you for watching.